I'm Deep Mahaman and you're watching the Redmen TV.
I am Paul Machin for the Redmen TV. I'm joined by Arsenal legend Mr. Ian Wright. Obviously we're taking on your boys coming up.
The great ones. Great ones.
But it's a massive game, isn't it? I mean, Liverpool, it would have been a potentially huge game for both teams. I think the pressure's definitely more on Liverpool going into this game.
It is now. I was very surprised with the way they played against Man United, and I thought it was a really big game for Liverpool. If they won that, they would have really put down a proper marker. People would have really said, yep, you know what I mean, you have to definitely take them seriously, especially with the run of form that they're in, Paul. But like with Arsenal, as much as it's not blistering great stuff, we've seen it in patches with the way Arsenal are playing. They're winning games. And, you know, it's going to be at Arsenal. I think they, depending on where the pressure's, and I don't like when pressure's on Arsenal to be the team that's the favourites. And going into it at home, in the top four, having to stay there, Liverpool needing the points, you know, it's going to be a tough one for Arsenal.
Well, that's the thing. Having dropped the points against Man United, it literally feels, for us, make or break, as though we've actually got to go to the Emirates and get 3 points.
I think you do, because you're looking at Man United, and as much as we wouldn't say that Man United themselves were blistering, they've done well. I thought they stifled Liverpool. I thought Gerrard should have started personally, just for the experience. It wasn't the same intensity of about Liverpool, and I think they need to get that back quickly, because I think Man United have got a little bit of a head of steam going. Arsenal are winning games when they're not going great. City are beating teams, and Chelsea are beating teams. So it's really looking now like, you know, Liverpool definitely have to win the game at Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, is this the most consistent Arsenal have been? Is this the best Arsenal have been? Because you're saying it's been patchy, but you know, normally they're well in contention for their top four trophy. Whereas this time around, it looks as though they actually could harbour ambitions of being at least a bit further up the table. Yeah,
well, you'd like to think that if they started the season, it's easy to look back now, but you do look back when you see how, as much as Chelsea is still picking up points, they are kind of stuttering towards the line. And if Arsenal were closer, then maybe they could put a little bit more pressure on Chelsea, and that is what makes them crack, because they know that someone's really close. But I don't think anyone's close enough, and Chelsea is still beating teams when they're not doing great stuff. We saw what they've done the other day against Hull, and you know, it's one of those, that's how they get through the games. But with Arsenal, I feel, I think second and Manchester City are in their sights, and that's what they should be going for. They should be going for that.
Let's bring the focus back to Liverpool. After all, this is a Liverpool show. Exactly. What do you think of Daniel Sturridge? I think for me personally, I've been frustrated. He's had a long injury. It's great to have him back. Yeah. He just doesn't seem to be firing on all cylinders for Liverpool at the minute.
Yeah, but every time I see him and he comes on, he does cause problems. I don't know if he's still mollycoddling him leading into the end of the season, because we've got 8 games left to go, and Liverpool need to be in the top four. He needs to be playing and starting. I like him. I like the way he is. He's got chutzpah, man. You know what I mean? When he plays, you feel like he's going to do something. He's going to score. You know, and I feel that, you know what I mean, he's a player that now should be in there, hopefully without injuries, without injuries slowing him down. He should now start to be in there continuously, scoring goals, Liverpool and England.
Do you reckon there's maybe a psychological hump that he's got to get over in terms of his fitness, because he's had so many injury problems? He's been told they're all fixed. I mean, you know, you've had your share of injuries in your career. Is there everything when you come back and you maybe don't want to push yourself that extra 10% or whatever, just in case it all goes tits up again?
It is like that. You know what I mean? Especially when you get people are starting to teeter on saying that he's injury prone. I was hearing that a lot the other day when he broke down to America and he came back with the thigh, and then he broke down. People were saying, oh, he's injury prone. When you start getting that, then people kind of like almost like push you to the side. Yeah, but he's going to be all right for a little while, then he'll be injury prone. I'm sure that will be then he'll get injured again, sorry. I'm sure that will be in his mind, but you just got to go out and play. You know what I mean? You cannot legislate for injuries. Of course, it's a nightmare when you do get injured, especially when Liverpool need him as much as they do, because he has come back and he has scored goals for Liverpool. And yeah, it will be on his mind, but it's very hard, because I've never had the kind of injuries where I've been out with those muscle injuries where they could go again. You know, you've had an hamstring that if you push it too much early doors when you're coming back, it can go again. But he is somebody that's had a few injuries. It seems to me that he doesn't play when he's got any injuries. He makes sure that he's he gets himself right. So that's one of the things that can be frustrating for Liverpool, especially when they need him so much. But in respects of a player and a top player, I think that he is one now. I think he's well on the road to being a top player.
Score prediction for the day?
I'm going to have to go with Arsenal, man. You know that. You know, of course, yeah, but
getting on so well.
Is, you know, you've got to be afraid of the pace of Sterling and of Sturridge if he plays, and Coutinho if he gets himself going like he was a couple of games ago. Yes, and you know, with Skirtle at the back, I like Skirtle. I'd like to see maybe Skirtle and I don't know Colo keeping it tight for Liverpool, and they're quite a decent team when you look at them on paper. And Arsenal will be afraid of that, but you know, if Gabriel's playing and Koscielny's playing, I'll be quite comfortable. But I'm feeling that Liverpool. I'm feeling that Arsenal. I'm going to go Arsenal 2-1.
He's got to, hasn't he? To be fair, it's nice to have you on.
Thanks a lot.
But to be fair, I think the abuse he'd probably get from his own fans. Something that's got to be factored in. Yeah.
Left backs. I'm going to have to go for Arsenal again. I'm sorry. I think both of our left backs are you know, ahead of Liverpool's Kieran Gibbs or Monreal, and I'm going to go for Nacho Monreal. He's an informed player, and I'm going to go for Monreal.